My name is William Gallagher. I'm coming to you today live from the Market Traders Institute here in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to actually be walking you through my quick start Forex program here today. I'm going to show you how you can utilize some Forex trading strategies with our charting software, actually teach you a trading strategy here today where you can get started right now without really even knowing how to analyze the market. A very easy, simple strategy to get in and out of the market very quickly. But what I'm going to do is before we begin, because I am going to pull up my charts, I am going to show you a trade that I am looking at. I'll explain to you why I'm looking at taking that trade right now. I am going to teach you a trading strategy, but I want to make sure that everybody understands that you shouldn't invest money that you cannot afford to lose. That trading does have its own form of risk involved. You should always trade with proper equity management in mind. I'm going to show you that as well here today. Now, it is highly recommended you go through our entire education and you learn this strategy in its entirety and you begin trading as an educated and knowledgeable trader. Now, also, anything I show you here today, please be advised that I don't want you to take this as actual investment advice. I am going to walk you through several trade examples, but ultimately, when it does come time for you to place a trade live, that decision to make that trade is yours and yours alone. So to kind of set the agenda for today, I know many of you are brand new to the Forex market. I'm just going to take a quick minute, get everybody up to speed on what the Forex market is and what we're doing in the Forex market. I'm going to teach you today what is called the London daybreak trading strategy, a very simple trading strategy in which you can get in and out of this market very quickly, very easily. I'm going to show you how you can do some analysis with our charting software. And I'll also demonstrate our automated tools to automate a lot of this as well. I will show you that current trade opportunity that I'm looking at, and I'll explain to you why I'm looking at it. I'll also show you how to set up a demo trading account. Like I said, everything I'm showing you here today is going to be help me get you up in this market, up to speed in this market very quickly. I refer to it as my Quick Start Forex program. Also, I want to explain to everybody that everything that you see here today, you're going to actually get to take for a test drive for the cost of about a pack of gum. So everything that you see here today, you'll get in your hands here today, and you'll get to try it out for yourself, just like I'm showing you here today. A little bit about me, as Renee already said here, I've been trading in the investment market since 1998, mostly in the stock and options markets. I did know about the Forex market, and that's one of the neat things about this is that even though I did know about the Forex market, I didn't understand the potential of the Forex market until going through MTI's education. So I started out, like many of you here, if not all of you here in the room here today, I was in one of these webinars. I became interested in the Forex market. I actually have gone through MTI's education. I went through their education, became a student, and then they asked me to start doing these webinars to go out and start getting new people up to speed in these markets very quickly. So I am a full-time trader and I am a student of Market Traders Institute. So if you're brand new, I was once just like you, sitting in a webinar just like this, and I got my same start just like you are here today. Some of you may have caught my colleague earlier here today, Joshua Martinez. He demonstrated one of our strategies earlier here today, but I want to explain to you, for those of you that don't know who Market Traders Institute is, the building you see on your screen, this is actually our building. We actually have a 70,000 square foot training and trading facility. We have students that come to our building on a daily basis and they get trained live here in our classrooms. That's the other neat thing about our education here is that you don't actually have to come and get trained live in person. You can learn how to do this right from the comfort of your own home, right on your computer. A little bit about Market Traders Institute. We actually just celebrated our 23rd anniversary this past month. We employ about 200 employees here in our office. We are getting some accolades here. You can see here some of the accolades we've received over the years. This one down here in the bottom right-hand corner, though, some of you might recognize Inc. magazine. Happy to report that in 2015, MTI was ranked 1,180 on Inc. 5000's fastest growing companies. 2016, we moved up to 592. So we're actually hoping to break into the top 500 here for 2017. We also gained the interest of the gentleman you see on your screen right here. Some of you might recognize him. His name is Kevin Harrington. He is one of the original sharks from the TV show Shark Tank. Kevin saw our product here, came to our facility. He's actually interested in the Forex market. He also identified the Forex market as a great opportunity. So what he has done is he has partnered with MTI. So we have what's called our Trade Like a Shark program. In fact, Kevin was just here last week. He was here for our 23rd anniversary. He's in the office every now and then, actually working with us here, and like I said, it's part of our program. But what I want to do is, now you have a little bit about me, you have a little bit about who MTI is. Before I put my charts here in just 1 minute, what I want to do is I want to get an idea of what your trading experience is. I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining what the Forex market is and explaining a lot of things if everybody already knows. So we have, what, about 150 of you here in the room. If everybody could just quickly look at the screen, and if you could just please type in the chat box right now. If you are brand new, type the number 1 into the chat box. That's to let me know that you have no experience in this market whatsoever. You might not even know what the Forex market is. Type the number 2 into the chat box if maybe you do have a little bit of experience. Maybe you attended a workshop or two like this. Maybe you're even trading a practice or a demo account. And type in the number 3 if you are an experienced Forex trader. That's gonna let me know that you're already trading live, you already have some experience in this market. So yeah, just what I kind of figured here. Yeah, Joey's a 1, Brian's a 1, Karen, Mike is a 1, Ross. Yeah, a lot of number 1s here. Let's see, we got Drew's a number 2. So yeah, looks like I got a lot of you are saying that you're a number 1. So don't worry. Like I said, before I pull up my charts, I'm gonna walk you through all this here today. I have 45 minutes to quickly get you up to speed. So let's go ahead, let's take advantage of that right now. So yeah, I got a couple of you. Dennis is a 1, Shane, yeah, wow, a lot of number 1s here today. So for my brand new people, I'll get you up to speed. Now, the couple of you that are experienced, just bear with me here for 1 moment. I'm gonna just get everybody up to speed. I promise you I'll pull my charts up in just 1 minute here. But for my people that are brand new, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain to you what the Forex market is. I'm gonna explain to you what you're doing when you're trading Forex currencies. I'm gonna explain to you what a PIP is and why do you want them. But more importantly, I'm gonna pull my charts. I'm gonna show you how to actually get started here today. Now, for those brand new to the Forex market, let me just quickly explain. It is the largest financial market. There's over $5 trillion that is daily traded in this market. It's also a very liquid market. What that means is that it's very easy to get in and out of this market very quickly. I'll explain that here in just a little while. It's also a very flexible market. There are 3 major trading sessions that happen in this market. This is going to tie into the trading strategy I'm about to show you. You have the Asian session, you have the London session, and you have the New York US session. These sessions overlap. So what that means is that you can literally trade this market 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, from 5 o'clock p.m. on Sunday through 5 o'clock p.m. on Friday. So what that means is that there's a ton of potential in this market, no matter what your schedule is, no matter what your situation is, to get just a fraction of this market here. One other neat thing about this market is that it allows you to focus. Unlike other markets, like the stock market, where there are thousands and thousands of stocks that you can watch and trade, in the Forex market, there's only about 60 different currency pairs you can trade. Now, I only trade about 20 myself, about 18 or 20 of myself. So the neat thing about this is that because MTI has 23 years of experience, we're gonna show you which ones to pay the most attention to, and we'll also teach you the secrets to trading them as well. In fact, I'm gonna show you 6 trading pairs here today to focus on. I'm gonna go over those here in just a second. It's gonna be very easy to focus in this market here today. Now, for my people that are brand new, when I pull up my charts, this is what you're going to see. You're gonna see a chart just like this. Let me just give you a quick walkthrough and explain to you what you're gonna be looking at. What you're looking at here, this is called a candlestick chart, and what we're doing in this market is we are trading one country's currency against another in an attempt to figure out which one's going to gain in value against the other. So if you look in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, you're going to see that this is the Great British Pound, GBP, US dollar, USD, US dollar currency pair. So in essence, we are trading the Great British Pound versus the US dollar in an attempt to figure out which one's going to gain in value over the other. Now, what you're looking at on this chart is that as this chart is going up, the pound is gaining in value over the dollar. As the chart is going down, the pound is losing in value over the dollar. Now, these little rectangles here, the neat thing about this market is that, like I said, this is a candlestick chart. These rectangles are called Japanese candlesticks. These are going to measure whatever time frame you select on your chart. So in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, you're going to see that there is a 1 hour next to the pound US dollar currency pair. What that means is that each one of these candlesticks represents what the market has done in 1 hour of time frame. Now, I don't have a lot of time to explain in detail, but for my brand new people, here's what I want you to write down. The white candlesticks, they mean that the market went up and closed up during that 1 hour of time frame. The dark blue candlesticks mean that the market went down and closed down during that time frame. So all you need to write down is that white means the market went up. It's also referred to as a bullish candlestick. Dark blue means that the market went down and closed down. It's also called a bearish candlestick. Now, another thing I'm going to point out here when I bring up my manual analysis is that we use these candlesticks kind of like a sign language of the market. These candlesticks form candlestick formations, and they help to give the trader a story. So I'm not going to go into all the detail, but this one I have circled down here at the bottom of my screen, this one's called a morning star candlestick formation. This is saying, hey, Brian, hey, Mike, Karen, Dennis, look for this market to U-turn and go upward in a bullish movement. At the top of my screen, we have what's called an evening star candlestick formation. This is saying, hey, Ronnie, hey, Steven, hey, Drew, look for this market to U-turn and go downward in a bearish moment. Now, we will teach you, when you go through our full education, we'll teach you what these candlestick formations mean, but our charting software has a built-in feature where it's going to point these out as well. When I pull up my charts, I'll explain to you what that means and how we can utilize those as well. Now, one other thing we need to know before we pull up the charts, we need to know what we're trying to do in this market. What we're trying to do is capture what are called pips. Now, PIP, P-I-P, it is an acronym. It stands for price interest point. So let me quickly break this down in the simplest way that I can. I'm sure most, if not all of you here in the room, you probably already know that there are 100 pennies in a US dollar, and that a penny, it represents 1/100th of a US dollar. Pretty basic here. Now, if we were looking for a unit of measure that is smaller than a penny, it would be the equivalent to what is called a pip. Now, just as there are 100 pennies in a US dollar, there are 100 pips in a penny. And a pip represents 1/100th of a penny. So if we look at this number right here, the first two numbers past the decimal point, these are your pips, or your pennies. The next two here, these are your pips. So a pip is a fraction of a penny. One last thing we need to know before we pull up the charts, we need to know how much these pips are going to be worth. In the Forex market, we're going to utilize leverage. This leverage is going to give us more buying power. What I mean by that is that this leverage is provided by your broker. This is going to allow you to place your trades and to generate a leveraged return on your pips. So very quickly here, in the Forex market, we trade in lots. We have three major lot sizes. We have what's called a micro lot. A micro lot is about a $20 investment from your trading account. Each pip that you capture is going to be worth about 10 cents. So I'm going to teach you a trading strategy where we are going to be going after 50 pips minimum per currency pair per day. What that means, if we capture those 50 pips, we're going to generate a $5 profit per currency pair per day. The next lot size is what's called a mini lot. A mini lot is about a $200 investment from your trading account. Each pip that you capture now is going to be worth $1. So those same 50 pips now, at $1 per pip, they're going to be worth $50 in profit. Now, a standard lot. Now, a standard lot is the standard by which most traders strive to achieve in this market. A standard lot is about a $2,000 investment from your trading account. Each pip that you capture is now going to be worth $10. So those same 50 pips now we're going to be worth about $500 in profit. Now, I know there's probably some of you here in the room, you're saying, well, hey, hold on a second, William. I can't invest $2,000 investment per trade right now. Or some of you might even be saying, well, you know what, I can't invest $200 per trade. Well, the neat thing about this is that you can get started in this market trading a micro lot, or even better, I'm going to show you how to set up a demo trading account where you can actually practice trading. You can practice trading in this market without investing any money into the market. Then when your confidence level builds up, then what you can do is you can start investing into the market. I suggest when you first get started trading at a micro lot or a mini lot level, because what you're going to do is you're start off very small, get in, start trading real money, build up your confidence, build up your trading account. You'll go from a micro lot to a mini lot, and then as your confidence level builds, as your account level builds, you'll go from a mini lot to a standard lot. But I'll show you how to get started utilizing a demo account here today where you don't have to invest any money to get started here today. So what I'm going to do is I want to teach you a very simple trading strategy where you can literally get started trading in this market right now. Now, the creator of this trading strategy, his name is Joshua Martinez. He did a presentation here earlier here today. He is the creator of this London daybreak trading strategy. Why you should listen to him is because he is one of our product experts here. He has trained thousands of Forex investors. In fact, he used the same trading strategy I'm about to show you here today. When he started off trading, he invested $500 into his trading account. He ended up generating over $39,000 in profit off of it here. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and let me pull up, so give you some of his real world results here. These are third-party verified here in my FX book, the website here. This is his trading account from most of last year. Last year, up to October, he wound up at almost 37,000 pips for the year. I think he wound up over 38,000 for 2016. So he captured over 38,000 pips in 2016 alone. Now for 2017, this is just updated, I believe, last week. He's up about 4,000 pips so far. So very successful in this market. We're going to teach and show you how to use this trading strategy, get up to speed very quickly in this market. Now, the reason I'm talking about Josh is because he created this program. Now, the neat thing about this is that I'm going to kind of give you a Cliff Notes version. I'm going to give you my Cliff Notes version of how this trading strategy works. After, when you get enrolled into this trial period here, you will get a video from Josh, the creator of the strategy, where he's going to teach you this in much greater detail. Unfortunately, in 45 minutes, I don't have a lot of time to go into all the intricacies and details about this, but the creator of the strategy, will send you out a video, or you'll get a video where he's going to go over and explain this in much greater detail. So I don't have too much more time here, so let's go ahead, let's get started here. If you're taking notes, this is a good place where you're going to want to start taking notes, because I'm about to pull up my charts. And when I pull up my charts, these are the 6 currency pairs we are going to use for what is called the London daybreak trading strategy. You might want to write these down. We are going to use the Great British Pound Canadian dollar, the Great British Pound US dollar, the Great British Pound Japanese yen, the Great British Pound Swiss franc, Great British Pound New Zealand dollar, and the Great British Pound Australian dollar, the Aussie here. Now, as I've already mentioned, my goal here, I'm going to teach you a very simple trading strategy where we're going to go after 50 pips per currency pair per day. It's also called first base. So let's go ahead, let's jump in here. Now, I told you to write this down. I also forgot, I think as part of this this trial period here today, I think you're actually going to get something free where Josh is going to give you a workspace that has each of these currency pairs in it here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I'll come back to this trade. This is a current trade I'm looking at. We'll do some manual analysis, but let's go ahead. Let's jump in. Let me show you how this London daybreak trading strategy works. Now, everybody right now, if you could just do me a quick favor, I want to make sure that everybody has the charts on your screen. You should see those 6 charts. When you do, go ahead, type in Y or yes. I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page and can see the charts before we move forward. Great, thank you for that, Jace. I appreciate that. Alex, I got you down. Parker, Evan, great. I appreciate everybody responding. So let's go ahead, let's get started. As you see on your screen, thank you for that, Scott, as well. We have the Great British Pound in the upper left-hand corner, Great British Pound Australian dollar in the upper left-hand corner. We have the Great British Pound Canadian dollar, the Great British Pound Swiss franc in the upper right. Bottom left, we have the Great British Pound Japanese yen. Bottom middle, Great British Pound New Zealand dollar, and the bottom right is the Great British Pound US dollar here. A couple things you might notice first off the bat is that each one of these charts are on a 1-hour time frame. What that means is that each one of these charts, each one of the candles are going to represent what the market has done in 1 hour of time frame. Now, I've also gone in here. I pointed out some of these trades. I'm going to show you here that on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 of the trades we captured this one, the Great British Pound Australian dollar from this morning. On this one, we captured 105 pips. On the Great British Pound Canadian dollar, 101. The Great Pound Swiss franc, we're still in this trade. The Pound Yen, I'm going to show you that trade right now. The Pound New Zealand, we were up 140 pips on this one. And the Pound US dollar, let's see here. We're still in that trade, but we are up right now about 26. I think we are up about 41 total at one point on this one here. So, so on 1, 2, 3, 4 of the trades, we are successful. 2 of the trades, we are still in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the strategy on the Great British Pound, Japanese Yen currency pair. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull that one up right now. And to kind of give you an idea of what you're looking at here on this chart, on the right-hand side of my screen, this is the price action. Below down here, this is the time. So you have price over time. So a couple of you, actually a couple of people just asked what these rectangles are at the top of my screen. These rectangles, these are called workspaces. The neat thing about our charting software is that you can actually save your charts to what's called a workspace, and then you can open the workspaces up here. So I can go from different workspaces. Normally I'm working on a different workstation here today. Normally I'll have 18 of these workspaces up for each one of those different currency pairs that I trade on. The other neat thing about this is that these workspaces, and like I said, I believe as part of the trial period here today, you will get the actual London Daybreak Trading Strategy workspace from Josh, and we'll show you how to import it into your charts. The neat thing about this is that you can save your charts to either your computer or to the cloud. Now, what I mean by that is that when I came into this workstation here in my office today, I simply came in, loaded my charts, opened from the cloud, and I'm able to open up my workspaces right from the cloud. So that's how I was able to do that here. And you can even, we can share with you different workspaces as well. I think you get 3 workspaces as part of the trial here today. I just want to explain what that means here. So what we do is let's go ahead, let's jump in and let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull this down here. Let me pull this down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain to everybody what we're looking at. Here's another place where you might want to start taking notes because we're gonna start describing this trading strategy. Now, what we're looking at, this is called the London Daybreak Strategy. And to start the London Daybreak Trading Strategy off, what we're gonna be looking for is we're gonna be looking for the initial high or low for each one of these currency pairs between 2 o'clock a.m. Eastern time and 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. So what we're gonna look for is for the market to either pull back and form its low and rally up, or we're gonna look for it to rally up, form its high, and then pull back. Ultimately, what we're gonna be looking for is directional movement coming from this area right here. Now, the reason for this, the reason we're looking for this initial high or low is because what's happening during this time period. Remember those 3 different trading sessions I mentioned? Well, what happens is that you have the close of the Asian session and you have the opening of the London session. So we're gonna be looking for directional movement coming from this time period. Now, we're gonna be looking for the opposite, high or low for the day. We're gonna be looking for this, and we're looking for that between 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern time and 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. The reason for this is because, oops, let's see if I can quickly type that back out again. As I'm typing this out, the reason for this is you have the close of the London session and you have the opening of the US session here. So that's why we're gonna be looking for that as well. So it could be 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. There we go. Okay, great. So, what we're looking for is we're looking for this directional movement. We're gonna be looking for the market to either rally up after this time period, or we're gonna look for it to pull back and drop down during that time period. Now, what we have found, I'm gonna show you that strategy here in just a second. Now, what we have found is that each one of these currency pairs has what's called an average daily trading range. What that means is that we're looking for each one of these currency pairs to move at least, on the low side, we're looking for them to move at least 50 pips to over 200 pips per day. So what that means, I'm gonna show you a strategy where we're gonna go after 50 pips per currency pair per day, on first base. I believe in the video that Josh is going to send you, or you'll get from Josh. He's going to show you how to go after more than that, but I'm going to show you today just how to go after 50 pips per currency pair per day. If you remember though, with each one of these, if you get those 50 pips with a micro lot at 10 cents per pip, each one of these is going to be worth, we capture those 50 pips, you're looking at $5 of profit per currency pair per day. with a mini lot. At $1 per pip, you're looking at $50 in profit per currency pair per day. And with a standard lot at $10 per pip, we're looking at $500 in profit per currency pair per day. So you alone will be able to determine which type of account you're trading at, and these are the types of returns you're going to be looking to make off of that here. So everybody, if you have this all written down, let's go ahead, let's go back down into our charts. Let's go ahead and let's get started, and I'll show you how this actually works here. Now I'm going to demonstrate this for you here on the pound Japanese yen currency pair. And I've already come in here. In fact, I've come in here. Let me type that out one more time. Somebody just asked what this is again. This is the London day break strategy. Just like that. Now I've already come in here and I've already highlighted that initial time period here. This is one right here. We had what, about 84 pips of directional movement. Here's another one, directional movement. Directional movement coming off of this one. That was actually about 95 pips. This one's going down about 40 pips. This one going up was about 71 pips, and so on. You can see here during that time period, we get the directional movement, moving one way or another until it brings us up here to where we're going to demonstrate this here. So this is a nice one right there. That one right there was about 145 pips of directional movement during that time period. Now, actually, yeah, somebody just asked, why does that happen? Let me give you a little history before we actually show you the strategy. Now, what's been happening? The reason for this is because we have found out that it's been said that during the European market, the bulk of the Forex transactions are being processed. So what happens during this period is the banks are starting to process their orders, and this provides a huge injection of volume and provides this directional movement in the market. So I'm going to teach you a strategy right now to allow us to give us the ability to take advantage of this directional movement. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to start off right here on this one right here. In fact, actually, I need one more thing to explain, a couple more things I need to explain to everybody here before we get started. For this London daybreak trading strategy, we're going to be basing this off of the close of the 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time candle. So essentially what that means is that each one of these candles represents 1 hour. Effectively, we're going to get started at 4 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. But I'll explain a little bit more about that here in just a second. Now, one more quick thing before we get started. I'm going to type this out as well. And I'm going to show you how to manually do this. But as a trader, there are 3 questions that we want to answer before we get started, before we actually get into the market. Number 1, we need to figure out which direction is the market going. Which direction do we believe the market's going to go? Do we believe it's going to go up or down with that injection, that directional movement that I was telling you about? Number 2, we need to determine where and why to get into our trade. And then number 3, we need to determine where and why to get out of the trade. So I'll come back in after I show you this London daybreak trading strategy here. I'll show you how to manually determine this, give us an educated opinion on these 3 questions. But let's actually go in right now. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to show you how we can answer each one of these very quickly using the London daybreak trading strategy. So I'm going to bring all these over, and we're going to move this over. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, Drew just asked a good question. Drew just said, what is this charting platform? This charting platform is called our ultimate charting software, Drew. And this is actually what you're going to get a trial of. You're going to get a trial to actually get this charting software in your hands here today and take it for a test drive. Once again, everything I'm showing you here, the charting software, the strategies, all these tools, you're going to get these in your hands here today and take it for a test drive. Absolutely. Get these in your hands so you can actually start doing what I'm showing you here today. I call it part of my quick start Forex program. Put these in your hands so you can get started today very quickly. So let's go ahead, let's get started. I've already come in here. This is the 3 o'clock a.m. candle from yesterday, from May 9th, 2017. So I'm going to zoom in. And let's zoom in nice and tight. I'm going to make this nice and big for everybody so that everybody can see this here. We'll make it nice and big, just like that. Okay, first step number 1, we need to determine which direction is the market going. Now we're going to start off, this is the first step as part of this strategy. We're going to come in here and we're going to set 2 pending orders. We're set 1 pending order 10 pips above the high. So this is 147.28. We're gonna set this at 147.38. Oops, right about there. Bam. This is going to be our entry buy into the market. It's a pending order, and it's gonna go plus 10 pips above the high, just like that here. In fact, actually, yeah, Steve just asked a good question. Steve means, do we mean the wick? Yeah, this candlestick has what's called a wick. So that's the top right there. So 10 pips above the high is our entry buy. It's one pending order. Now we also have another pending order that's gonna go 5 pips below this low right there. So right there's the low, so 74. We need to set this at 69 right there. And this is our entry sell. It's gonna go minus 5 pips below the low. So that's step number one. This is gonna help us determine which direction is the market going. Like I said, we're gonna be looking for that directional movement. This can help us determine whether it's going up bullish or it's going down bearish. So we're not in the market till one of these pending orders gets triggered. Let's see what ends up happening here. 1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, 4, 5, bam. We are now in the market. We just got triggered into a market buy. What this has done right now is this has given me an educated opinion. In fact, let me bring this down just a little bit. This has given me an educated opinion that I believe the market's going to go bullish. That directional movement is going bullish here. So we've now answered question number one, where is the market going and where and why to get in. We're now in this market, buying the market. Now the next order of business is to come in here and cancel this opposite order because we're not looking to sell the market. We believe the market's going up, so we're looking, we're gonna cancel that opposite order. Now the next order of business is to come in here and we need to set a stop loss. Now we need to set a stop loss here. We're gonna set our stop loss at the low of that 3 a.m. candle here. This is gonna be a little bit different when buying the market than selling it. So when buying the market, oh, sorry, hold on. So stop loss when buying into the market. It's gonna go at the low of that 3 a.m. candle right there. So now we have our entry and we have our stop loss set up. Now, if you remember, now where and why to get out, we need to determine our target. Our target to get on first base is going to be 50 pips. So we're gonna come in here, I'm gonna measure this out right about there. So 147.89. 147.89. That's gonna be our target. Now I'll type this out as well. Our target, which is our exit, which is also referred to as our limit, is gonna be plus 50 pips minimum. Josh will show you how to go after more than 50 pips, but I'm just gonna show you how to go after a minimum of 50 pips per currency pair per day. So we have our entry, our stop loss is set up, and we have our exit set up. Let's go ahead and let's see what happens now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, oops. Yeah, looks like we just got there right about there, I guess. So let me see if I measured that right. Hold on 1 second here. So we had this 10 pips. Yep, there we go. And then we had, yep, okay, it's actually it's just a little bit too high. So yeah, we did hit it right there. Bam. There's our 50 pips right there. So we got out of that trade right there and we just captured 50 pips on that one. Now those 50 pips we just captured, that was in about, let's see here, once we got into our entry, 1, 2, 3 hours. So it's 50 pips plus 50 pips, and that was in 3 hours, just like that. So if we're trading a mini lot account, we just generated about $50 in profit in those 3 hours. Now if we were trading a standard lot account, we just generated $500 in profit, just like that. So that was showing you a buying opportunity, just like that. And you see here, it literally comes up almost pretty much right to that pip and then turns around, U-turns, and starts going down just like that. So I've just shown you how effective this is. And once again, Josh can show you how to go after more than, oops, let me go back to that. Let me delete this here. So there was a buying opportunity. Let's come in here right now. I'm going kind of quickly here, my friends, because I'm trying to show you how the strategy works, and we'll come back in here and we'll show you here how this worked on all 6 of these currency pairs for today. So let's go ahead, bam. Here's our 3 o'clock a.m. candle from this morning. This is the one I really wanted to show you because this is actually from today. We're gonna do the exact same thing as what we did here previously. Once we have that 3 a.m. candle, we're gonna come in and we're gonna set 2 pending orders. I'll go ahead and I'll type this out for everybody. We're gonna set 1 pending order 10 pips above this high, so that's 148.20 right there. I'll type that out as well. That's gonna be our entry buy. And our entry buy is gonna be plus 10 pips above the high. There's our entry buy, and we're gonna come in here, we're gonna set our entry sell 5 pips below the low. So 73, we'll set that at 68. There's our entry sell. It's gonna be minus 5 pips below the low. So once again, we're not doing anything different than what we just did on that previous trade. Let's go ahead and let's see what happens on this one here. So within 1 hour, bam, we get triggered in, our entry sell gets triggered. This now becomes a market sell, meaning that we now have that educated opinion where we believe the market is gonna give us directional movement going down, just like that. So we got triggered into that market sell, just like that. And I know some of you might be wondering, well, how do you make money in this market when it's going down? It's called shorting the market. We can teach you and show you how to do this. I've probably about 60, probably at least 60% of my trades, I sell the market versus buying. We'll teach you and show you how to do this. So we're now in a market sell position. Now, the first order of business is to come in here and cancel that opposite order, because we believe, once again, we believe the market's gonna be going down. We're not looking to buy the market. So let's go ahead, let's delete that. And just like what we did on the previous trade, we're gonna come in here and we're going to set a stop loss. Now, a little bit different here. When selling the market, our stop loss is going to go 5 pips above the high of that 3 a.m. candle. So we're set this at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Let me change the color on that. Bam. So I'll type that out as well. Stop loss when selling. And that is going to be plus 5 pips above the high. I know some of you, a couple of you just asked why 10 pips above, why 5 pips below, that sort of thing. Let me just quickly explain to everybody. Josh will explain this in much greater detail when you actually get the video from him. I'm just kind of just giving you an overview of it here. I'm running very low on time here, but let's go ahead, let's move forward. We have our entry, we're in the market sell. We have our stop loss set up to protect us if the market goes against us, and we need to come in here and we need to set our target at 50 pips. 50 pips minimum. Let me see if I can make sure this is more accurate this time. So 147.18. The other thing, that 147.18. Let me just go ahead and let me explain something to everybody here. The other neat thing about our charting software, if I want to make sure that I'm accurate on this, I should have done it on that last one. I can come in here and I can edit this. And what I say, hold on, let me measure that again. What I say we need to go down to 50 pips is going to be 147.18. We can come in here, we can click on that line and edit that 147.18, and now I know I'm going to be accurate in placing my line. Bam. And once again, our target, which is our exit, which equals our limit, is going to be plus 50 pips. Yeah, plus 50 pips. There we go. So we have our entry, Stop loss to protect us. We have our limit. And this trade's a good one here because some of you are saying, well, or William, do we have to be up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to do this? When you start seeing the results I'm showing you, only you can make that decision whether you want to get up. But at this point, once we have we're in the market, we have our entry and stop loss set, we can go to bed at this point. We can literally go to bed and it's all gonna be in our broker's platform. So let's go ahead, let's move forward. 1 hour, bam, 2 hours later, the market does in fact come down, hits our limit, we're out of that trade as well. So for simplicity's sake here, we just captured, another 50 pips, and that was in 2 hours. After we got into the market on that one, if we trade a mini lot, we just generated another $50 in profit off of that one. If we're trading a standard lot, we just made another $500 in profit off of that. So yeah, it only comes down to you can determine whether you want to get into this. Now, if I have anybody here that's already over in London, this is probably gonna be obviously happening during the day for you, so it's a little bit easier. But for my friends here in the United States, you have to make that decision. If you want to see these type of results, only you can make that decision here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead here. This was our trade from this morning, and you see literally just like clockwork, it came down here, hit that target, and then U-turn. So very nicely on both these trades, it came down, hit our targets, and then U-turn. So we got the max profit off of these here. So that was on the pound yen. Let me just quickly walk everybody through. Oh, let me delete some of this. There we go. So you can see all this here. So yeah, so on the pound yen from this morning, 50 pips in profit. I just showed you here on the pound Australian dollar, that directional movement coming down off that 3 a.m. candle, there would have been 117, actually, sorry, hold on, that would have been 110 pips of movement, so you would have captured as many as 105 pips off of that one. Here is the pound Canadian dollar from this morning. We had 120, measure that correctly, we had 118 pips of movement, so technically you would have actually captured more than 101, but there's at least 101 pips of movement off of that one. This one right here is the pound Swiss franc. We would have gotten in right here. So this one we may actually, if we set our stop loss 5 pips above the high, we may have gotten taken out of that one. I don't know, but if we did get taken out, we would have lost what? Probably about maybe 30 pips on that one. So we would have captured 105, 101, lost 30. We have captured 50 pips on this one. Here's the pound New Zealand, 3 o'clock candle, 150 pips of directional movement going down. And on the 6th one, the pound US, there's our 3 o'clock candle. And at one point we would have been up about 37 pips. So we're still in the trade on that one. So not too bad. On 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, we would have captured at least 50, maybe more than that. We still would have been in this one, or maybe lost 30 on that one. We're still in the trade on that one. So what I want to do is I still have a little bit of time right now. I just want to show everybody how this London daybreak trading strategy works. The neat thing about this, as I mentioned, I know I went very quickly on this. When you get enrolled into this charting trial here today, you're going to get this video from Josh where he's going to walk you through in much more greater detail what I just did here today. He'll show you how to go after more than those 50 pips, but also he'll show you even another key point of this. He'll show you which days where you might not want to trade at all. So that's why you're going to want to get involved in this trial. He's actually going to give you that video. Now, what I want to do is I want to explain to everybody is that with this London daybreak trading strategy, you're going to have 5 opportunities off of each one of these currency pairs a week. That's going to give you 30 trade opportunities just with the basic trading strategy I showed you. So the question you have to ask yourself is how many you think you'll be able to get at least maybe 1 or 2 of these a week? Even with just the very simple trading strategy I just showed you. I just showed you we would have had 4 winning trades here today and maybe one losing one and one we were still be in. That's just today. So I just want to go ahead and show you here once again, as part of this trial, Josh will get you that video from Josh where you'll get a much greater in-depth examination here of how this actually works here. So what I want to do is I just showed you a very simple trading strategy to get into this market very quickly. Here's what I want to do right now. I'm going to show you how I manually analyze the market. We're going to give you the tools to manually analyze the market as well. This charting software, I'm going to demonstrate this for you right now. We have an exclusive patent pending auto Fibonacci tool. I'll demonstrate that for you. We have an auto trendline tool. We have what's called a King's Crown tool, candlestick tools, I'll show you that. Our charting software, it can show you how to email. We can show you how to email and receive email and text alerts right from the charts. You can actually trade directly from the charts. I'll show you that right now. We have this cloud-based workspace, which I showed you. We'll show you how to do demo trading and auto trading right from the charts here. So I only have a little bit of time. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull my charts back up and I'm gonna show you here the pound New Zealand. This is the Great British Pound New Zealand dollar on a 2-hour time frame. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right here in the current live market and why I'm looking for a buying opportunity. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all this. But before I do, let me delete this or copy this. And let's delete all this. And let me show you some basic analysis here. Let me back this up just a little bit. And as you remember, there are 3 questions we need to answer. Which direction is the market going, where and why to get into the market, and where and why to get out. So let's go ahead and let me quickly show you how to answer question number 1. I'm going to draw what's called a trend line. I'm going to draw a trend line just like this. Now the trend line here, this is going to help us to take some of the fear out of the market, because when we are above this trend line, we are in what's called the buy zone. We're going to be looking for buying opportunities. When we are below this trend line, we are in the sell zone. We're going to be looking to sell the market here. So I just drew a very quick trend line. As you can see here, what happened is the market, it broke above our trend line. So we'd be looking for buying opportunities. Now, here's one of the neat things about our charting software. I just kind of quickly came in here and drew this trend line. It's not very accurate. Watch this. I can come in here, I can delete that, and we have a smart trend line tool. All I have to do is come up here to this high point right there. Let's see if I can get it right there, and bam. This is going to quickly, accurately, and automatically draw my trend line for me. So I was pretty close, but if I want it to be 100% accurate, I have a smart trend line tool that's going to do that for me here. So we just confirmed we're in the buy zone. So we're looking for buying opportunities. Now, we can't just simply, or you could simply just jump into the market and start buying right now. In fact, actually, like I told you, if we wanted to simply place a market buy right now, I can right click on my chart. And, oh, okay, actually I don't have my account set up, but if I wanted to, I can simply, hold on a second, let me see if I have my account set up here. I don't have it set up, but if I wanted to simply, if I had my account set up on this computer here, I can come in here, hit buy, and I can literally I can place a market buy and set my limits and my stops right here on the charts. We'll show you and teach you how to set up your trading account right here on the charts. You can trade live right from the charts off of this here. So a couple of these neat features, but we just answered question number 1, which direction is the market going. Let me show you a neat tool that's going to help us to answer questions number 2 and 3, where and why to get in and where and why to get out. We're going to utilize what's called the Fibonacci tool. Let me clean my charts up here. Let me explain to you how the Fibonacci tool works. Let me pull this down. Just like this here. Now, one of the things, I'm going here to teach you a little bit more about the market. What we have found in this market is that, oops, going too quickly here. I'll pull this one over here. There we go. I apologize for that, my friends. I'm running low on time, but I want to demonstrate this for you so everybody can see and so you have an idea of how this actually works here. Now, when the market is going up and when it's going down, we have found that it tends to move in what's called an A, B, C, D pattern when it's going up, and we're going to be looking for an A, B, C, D pattern when the market is going down. Now, when we identify this A to B boundary, now when you go through our full education, we'll teach you and show you how to identify this A to B boundary, but I'm going to show you a tool that's going to do all of this automatically. We have our patent pending, our own personal Fibonacci tool that we can spread from the A to the B just like that. And what I want to explain to everybody is that these lines in between the A and B boundary, these are called retracement lines. Because what we have found is that the market, there's a high probability in between this A and B boundary that the market's going to pull back or retrace. Now we're going to be looking for this C point. I'm going to explain to you here in just a second how we can identify this C point U-turn in the market. But what I want to explain to everybody is how we use these Fibonacci's. As you can see, they're color coded here. I'm gonna show you here right now how this works. Now, if the market pulls back in U-turns at one of these red Fibonacci retracement lines, and we buy into the market after that U-turn, we will then hold our position until the market comes up to this red line right here. These lines above the B level are called extension lines. I think I spelled that right. So what we're looking for in this ABCD pattern is we're looking for the market to pull back and retrace, and then based on how far back it retraces, we're gonna look for the market to extend up to one of these other levels here. Now, we make this very easy to understand. If the market pulls back and U-turns at one of these red retracement levels, we color coordinate the extension line above it. So it's red to red. If the market pulls back to my blue retracement level and U-turns and forms that C point, and we buy into the market after that U-turn, we're going to hold our position and exit at the blue extension, like a buddy system, blue to blue. And most of you can probably already guess if the market pulls back to the green retracement level and U-turns, and we buy into the market after that U-turn, we're going to exit our position, hold our position, and exit at the green extension. So very easy, like a buddy system, red to red, blue to blue, blue to blue, and then green to green. Now, it does the exact same thing when it's going down. We can trade the market when it's going down as well. We simply spread our Fibonacci's in the opposite direction, red to red, blue to blue, and green to green. Now, there's a little bit more to this, and you're going to get a video lesson from Josh on this. In fact, let me pull that up right now. As part of this trial software here, you're going to get video tutorials on Fibonacci's here. Josh will go into much greater detail explaining how this works. I went very quickly, but you'll get a video from Josh where he'll go into much greater detail explaining all that here. So now that everybody has a basic understanding of how this works, let's go into the actual market here. Now, the neat thing about all this is that this is the manual way of doing this. We have that our tool that color coordinates this, but we have a smart Fibonacci tool that's going to do all this for us. We don't have to find that A to B boundary. We don't have to come in here and do all this. All I have to do is come here to this low point, click my smart Fibonacci tool, and then bam. Quickly and accurately and automatically, the smart tool here draws my Fibonacci's all the way here to the current live market. So let's go ahead. As you can see here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successful A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and then A, B, C, D swings right there. Let's go ahead. Let's bring this now to the current live market right there. Let me see if I can delete some of this here. Oh, I deleted my charts from. If anybody was here in this Investor Inspiration webinar, I think it was about a week or so ago. I basically said this is what I predicted the market was going to do. I predicted the market was going to come down right here to the 0.32. If you don't believe me, go back and you can watch the recording. But I predicted the market was going to come down here to that 0.382 and then rally up. The reason for this, in fact, let me move this line a little bit here. Did everybody see what happened here? The market went, in fact, let me make this nice and big. I'll make this really big for everybody so everybody can see this here. This is something you get through our education. We have found that when the market does this A to B swing, if it does not pull back to this top red retracement level, you can see what ends up happening here is it didn't pull back. It gave a very shallow retracement, came up, and then dropped down. It dropped down literally to that top red 0.382 retracement line, and then it rallied up. It rallied up about about 183 pips, and then what ends up happening now is then it is pulling back again. So here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this market now to pull back once again to this 0.382, and when it does, I'm gonna look for it to U-turn right around that 0.382, and I'm gonna look to buy it. And because it is a red retracement pullback, ultimately I'm gonna look to hold my position up to that red extension. That's about 557 pips of opportunity on this trade. Now, my more advanced traders might already be noticing something here. If you notice something here, the market is actually, it looks like it is in consolidation right here. You see that comes up, hit that, came down, came back up, it's coming down, going back up here, and it's coming back down again. So I'm gonna look for the market. This is what I'm gonna look for it to do. I'm gonna look for it to come down and U-turn right around here. Now, ultimately, I'd be looking to hold my position to this red extension. But if I want to do a short-term trade, what I'm gonna look to do is buy the market after it U-turns and probably go after this line right here. In fact, I'll draw a line right here to give everybody an idea. If I was looking for a short-term trade, I'd be looking to buy the market after this U-turns down here around this 0.382 and look for it to go up to around 1.1886. That would be, we'll guesstimate this, that I'd be looking to go after short-term 248 pips off that here. So I'm gonna go ahead. If you want to do a quick screenshot of this here, and what I'm going to be looking for, and maybe in the next couple hours, is for the market to come down here, U-turn, and then I'll look to buy it and either go after, what I say, about 284 pips. Yeah, about 250 pips short term, about 615 pips long term. Those are my two opportunities here. So yeah, that's the neat things about this. You're gonna get this charting platform here to fool around with. Now, one of the things I want to point out, some of you might be asking, well, how do we know if it's going to U-turn? Let me show you something here. Does everybody see these colored candles? We also have smart candlesticks here. I can come in here if I wanted to, since I'm looking for buying opportunities, I can come in here and turn on each one of my bullish candlestick formations. Just like this. And what I can do is when I get, just like it was right here, see these green candles? These were saying, hey, look for the market to U-turn and go up. So I'd be looking for another, some sort of bullish candlestick formation. Let me edit this with a green candlestick. Let me edit that. There we go. So when I get a green candlestick down here, that's what I'm gonna be looking to buy. Just so for those of you that when you get the charting software, if you're looking for a buying opportunity, that's where I'd be looking to buy in when I get a green candlestick down here. So I just about run out of time, my friends. Yeah, a lot of you have some good questions. Hopefully I'm gonna answer them here in just a second. But what I want to explain to everybody is that you're going to get this charting software here today. You're gonna get to take it for a test drive to try it all out for yourself. So you don't have to take my word for it on all this here. You're gonna get a bunch of tutorial videos. In fact, what I'm gonna do right now is normally I wait until the end of the webinar to show this. Let me go ahead and let me explain to everybody that as part of the charting software, you're going to get, as I already showed you here, you're going to get a video from Josh Martinez showing you how to do that London daybreak trading strategy. You're also going to get these other videos, these onboarding videos as part of the charting software from Josh. He'll go step by step, showing you how to set up a demo account and how to get in and out of the market, how to get your 3 free workspaces that he's going to give you to you. You'll learn about Fibonacci's. These are all the lessons you're going to get here today. You'll learn how to navigate and set some global settings, navigating the toolbars, how to create some custom indicators. I didn't even get a chance to talk about those, and saving your templates. We'll show you how to use that auto Fibonacci tool, and we'll show you some tips on using that. And we'll also show you how to link your account to a broker and create some trading workspaces. All this is included, my friends. I'll show you how to back up all your work, how to actually deploy a trading system, an auto trading system. I'll show you how to set up your auto trading system, and we'll show you the download station here, navigating the toolbars. And there's also a live webinar coming up on Friday. So you'll get this in your hands here today. I suggest you get this in your hands, take some notes, and then on Friday you'll be in a live webinar with either myself or one of my colleagues where they'll be able to answer any questions you might have on this here. So normally, as part of this charting software, you're gonna get this for 14 days. Normally, as part of this, you'd have to be a student of Market Traders Institute to get this. And normally, you'd have to enroll in one of our ultimate trading packages or the trading package that Joshua Martinez showed earlier here today. It costs you about $249 a month on a month-to-month basis for our subscription. So the neat thing about this, I'm going to send out a link right now for everybody to get enrolled in this here today. This is only for this investor inspiration here today. We're going to give you the charting software for 14 days to try out. You're going to get everything I showed you for 14 days. Take it for a test drive. You try out that London daybreak trading strategy. Try out these tools I showed you. If anything, use the videos. Go through the videos, get an education. It's only going to cost you $1 here today. So here's the other neat thing about this. After that 14-day trial, you won't be paying $249 a month. If you choose to keep the charting software, we'll get you locked in for the Investor Inspiration Special of $59 a month, and it is on a month-to-month basis. So you'll get all of this to take for a test drive, and to get started, all you have to do right now is click on that link I just sent out into the chat box, or go ahead and type this URL into your browser and go to the page, and let me walk everybody through and show you how this actually works. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to the next page and walk everybody through the steps on how to actually get started here today as part of my Quick Start Forex program. Oops, hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Step number 1 is to enroll into the Ultimate Charting Software Trial. Click on that link and enroll into it. In fact, I'll walk everybody through that right now. Oops, sorry about that. There it is. Okay, so when you click on the link, this is the page that's going to come up. You enter your information, your billing information, your payment information, and then activate my software trial. What's going to happen is you're probably going to get 2 emails. You're going to get one letting you know that you are enrolled in this, and you'll probably get another email that's going to send you your login information. All the information, for those of you asking about our disclaimers, our cancellation policy, the terms and conditions, they're all right down here at the bottom of the page. But you're going to need to do this today, right now, because at the end of this webinar, this will go away. This is going to go away because this is only for investor inspiration here. So yeah, a couple of you here asking for that link. Okay, hold on one second here. Let me send that out. Hold on one second here, Steve. There we go. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. If anybody did not receive the link, I'm gonna send it out into the chat box once again. Oops, hold on one second. There we go. So I'm gonna send that out to everybody right now. Click on that link, get registered. There we go. And yeah, if you did not get the link, like Steve here and a couple of you others, I'm gonna send it to you personally right now as well. So let me send that out. There we go. Okay, perfect here. So the first step is to register for this trial. That's step number 1. Now, after you get registered and you get logged into that back-end portal that I showed you, view those video lessons for the charting and that London daybreak trading strategy. You get to get access to all of this here today. Also, what I want you to do today is to set up your trading account, preferably a demo account until you get started. What I mean by that is you can go to forex.com, you can go to Oanda, do a Google search for free demo trading account, Forex trading account. The only reason I'm mentioning Forex.com and Oanda is because I personally use Forex.com. Some of my colleagues use Oanda, but you can do a Google search. Go ahead and set up your demo account so you can actually practice trading in this using a demo account utilizing free money. They're actual trades, but it's just utilizing play money that the broker is going to give you. So what you can do is you actually start practice trading today with that London daybreak trading strategy or that other trade I just showed you. You'll get the ultimate charting software for 14 days, take it for a 14-day test drive, and you can also attend that live class that's at Friday. That's at Friday this morning here. You're going to get 14 days to take it for a test drive. If for any reason during those 14 days, if you decide that this is not for you, I'll go ahead and I'll post our customer support line and our email address that you can go ahead and send us give us a call or send us an email and cancel. Or I'll show you here in just a second here. Let me pull that back up. If you want to cancel right here, you can simply go cancel right from your back-end portal right there where it says cancel my ultimate charting software subscription here. So yeah, I got a couple of you saying you just registered. Thank you for that. Yeah, Ronnie and Drew and Steve. Yeah, if you are getting the link and you are registering, getting that confirmation email, I'm going to be out in here about 1 more minute. Go ahead and let me know that you did in fact register and you got that confirmation. I'll make sure that everything is in fact working here today. So before I bring this webinar to a close, I'm going to try to answer some more of the questions here. A lot of you asked some good questions. I'm going to try to answer them all right now. But what you might want to do is write down this information that's on the charts right here. This is our customer service number and our email address. If you have any additional questions after the webinar, go ahead and give them a phone call. Send us an email. We can answer those questions for you. So one more time, let me send that link out once again. A couple of you saying, hey, can I send you the link? There we go. I'm going to send that link out to everybody. Yeah, a couple of more of you. Great. Thank you for that, Max. Max says he just registered. I got Frank says he registered as well. Thank you for that. Brian, I got you down as well. Great. So a couple of you saying you didn't get the link. I'm sending that out to you once again right now. So the first step is to click on that link and get registered for the 14-day trial. Review the video lessons for the charting software in the London Daybreak. Set up your trading account. Start practice trading today in that practice demo account. Get up to speed. You have 14 days. Take it for a test drive. Try the ultimate charting software out for the next 14 days and then attend that live class. It's up to you, my friends. If you see the value in this is at least worth $1. You'll get the charting software. You're gonna get those 3 bonuses from Josh, those templates. You're gonna get all those video lessons. In fact, let me go back over those one more time. Yeah, all this is included as part of it. You're gonna get all these onboarding lessons. You're going to get how to use the charting software. All these are going to be included, and you're going to get the live webinar this Friday at 10:30, and you're also going to get that video from Josh as well. So on that note, my friends, I'm going to stick around here for about another 30 seconds, but I need to get off here. I've gone over my time. So yeah, a couple of you, great. I saw a couple more of you, Evan and Eric. I see you just registered here. Ross says he didn't get the link, so I'm going to go ahead and send that out to Ross. And David and Alyssa, you guys said you didn't get the links. I'll send that out as well. So on that note, my friends, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring this to a close. Thank you everybody for joining us here today. I just want to thank everybody as well for that. It's at least worth $1 to take this for a test drive, I think. At least to be able to get involved with this here today. So thank you everybody. I wish you the best in your Forex trading career, and I wish you the most success in your Forex trading.